Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. So here tonight, for this recording, we're going to do the Rising event for 2021. Just looking around in consternation. Oh, you're an adventurer, are you? Was there something I can assist you with? Now that I think about it, perhaps it is you who can assist me. I am Kipa Jakya, reporter for Gordania's leading tabloid, The Raven. Might I steal a moment of your time? Sure. So here's the thing. Just recently, an unusual visitor cut through Gordania's markets with like a scythe and a frenzy to purchase every lily available. I mean, all of them. For what I hear, you ask? Well, my friend, I sense the answer to that question will provide the basis for an next scoop, so I did some nosing around. No one I talked to could put a name to our mysterious flower fancier, but by all accounts, he and his cargo hold of lilies had departed for Ulda. Not wanting the trail to grow cold, I quickly grabbed my quill and notepad and boarded an airship myself, and was quickly reminded of how hard it is to chase a story in unfamiliar territory. You know some of those people well enough, though, don't you? What say you to lending a hand to my investigative efforts? I'd be happy to. Wonderful, then you've no time to lose. First things first, we pay visits to the nearest drinking establishment. The local tavern is always the best place to pick up tidbits of gossip and rumor. My, those are some serious faces. What can I do for you this fine evening? Oh, playing reporter, are we? Sounds like fun. Let's hear your questions then. Ahem. We are attempting to track down a particular someone who purchased a suspiciously large number of lilies in Gridania before transferring them to Ulda. An idea of who might this person might be. We have more than our fair share of traders coming and going, and a large shipment arriving in the city is hardly a noteworthy occurrence. Now that you mention, I do remember this florid minstrel fellow who came in just the other day. Said he pulled in from Gridania and needed help pulling a hefty delivery to the Alchemist Guild. He'd actually a familiar face in these parts. Never did get his name though, strangely enough. Nameless traveler arriving from Gridania with a sizable cargo to move. That sounds promising. Like I said, it was just a request to move cargo. Before you run off to the possible dead end with the Alchemist, I suggest you fish for more information inside the quicksand. After all, where else can you find so many gossipy adventurers crammed into one spot? That certainly makes sense between the two of us. However, I see no reason why we cannot do both. I shall stay here and interview the clientele while you choose to chase down our other leads at the Alchemist Guild. What do you think? Then that will be our plan. Once you've spoken with the potion mixers, make your way back here and we can discuss any new revelations. Oh. Just had a bunch of fun playing through an old game that I played a lot of as a kid. It was really fun. I was surprised how quickly I got through a bunch of it. So polite do you approach a master of this profession. I warn you, this matter must be deserving of the precious moments you steal away from my unending research. Your requesting me for a tabloid. Please away with you. I refuse to waste another instant on this trivial nonsense. But just a moment, perhaps there is a shred of scholarly value to this. After all, I vaguely recall the flamboyant character from you speak, and his request to process a vast quantity of floral material. It is laughable that I would undertake such a menial chore, of course, so I assign the task to my subordinates. If you wish to discuss the tedious details, Dietrich is the man. Why should we be delighted to assist you? This is regarding that large delivery of lilies? Yes, the guild did accept a task involving set flowers as commissioned by a nomadic minstrel gentleman. Though I cannot reveal the nature of what we produce, I can tell you that it shall be distributed amongst the populace as part of the events of the Rising. Should more than might, I suggest you speak to the gentleman himself. You're back. Did the Alchemist offer up any new information? So, to summarize, this famously unnamed minstrel of nomadic inclination commissioned the manufacture of some as yet unknown item to be handed out during the Rising. Oh, I heartily agree that we should speak with him directly, and as luck may have it, I have just discovered that he means to put on a performance at the Ruby Road Exchange. I think it's time for one of my patented on-the-spot interviews, don't you? Hurry over, we can catch up before he takes the stage. Greetings, sir. I'm terribly sorry, but you are the famous Wandering Minstrel, are you not? I am indeed, and what might I do for you fine people? Following you, to be perfectly honest, I'm curious to learn more about the wagon load of lilies you turned over to the alchemist, not to mention your plans to distribute the results of their work. You follow me? Well, how did you... why would you... Ah, Rider of the Raven, that explains much. And did you also learn what I tasked the alchemist to create? Is the coral out of the bag for all to smell? No, we were hoping you might tell us. Good, then my surprise remains unspoiled. The plan, if you must know, is to hand out bundles of potpourri to all and sundry during the Rising. As in flowers mixed with spices, that aromatic stuff you see in bowls on parlor tables and the like. The very same, except my potpourri will delight the eyes as much as the nose, thanks to the alchemical wizardry infused by my co-conspirators. Yet even without such enhancements, the scent in lilies is known to promote calm and tranquility. The Rising is a time of remembrance, of mourning. It is time when sorrow can overwhelm folk who lost friends and loved ones in the seventh umbral calamity. It is my hope that the lily's gentle perfume will afford such burdened souls a modicum of peace during this oft-times melancholy memorial. Oh my, what a genuinely lovely idea. Only just this moment we were just making arrangements for him, a showcase of my humble talents. I shall hand out potpourri bundles to the audience. Again, I'm glad we met. Ere you inadvertently spread word of our little surprise gift. Trust you now have sufficient detail to write your article? Oh yes, I plan to work with. Thank you. Splendid. Now since you've joined the inner circle, so to speak, we must have you play a role in the performance. You needn't fret, so I merely wish for your assistance passing up potpourri. I can supply the crowd at the show, but it would be most helpful if you might deliver bundles to some other part of town. Oh, we'd be happy to, and it could only help me flesh out the story. Let's head back to the quicksand. If we hand out bundles there, then we can be sure to cover folk from every corner of the city. We were low on helping hints to tell the truth, so this has worked out for the best. Please, come meet me at the Ruby Road Exchange once you finish with your task. Let's get to work, shall we? What is it you're giving out here there, adventurer? Ah, I know the scent. Lily, yes? The flower is often placed set in the graves of the fallen, a practice with which I am, alas, intimately familiar. Why choose this particular bloom? Guy told me to do it. I see ref's perfume does remind one of the peace of repose. Rather, the vines which took our companions from us. It would seem the minstrel has given the matter some thought. For Cardinaux, veterans such as myself, the season of the horizon can be a torment, like the throbbing pain of an old wound. I will keep this bundle close, I think, and breathe in its calm whenever I feel my thoughts turning grim. Keeping busy there, aren't you, Illusion? I know it's for the rise and all, but it tickles me to see a promising adventurer such as yourself handing out presents like a simple errand girl. I mean, ever since the first time we met, you've always been the type to lend aid where it's needed, and you haven't changed one bit. It makes me happy. It does not to mention a little misty-eyed. The good you've done for the folk will linger on, an unshakable foundation for your future. Keep going the way you're going, my friend, and we'll all be the better for it. Here, why don't you let me have whatever bundles you've got left, and I'll put them together with the ones I took from your reporter friend. If we leave basketball out of the guild car, I guarantee they'll hand themselves out before the rising is over. Took a goodly amount off my hands, but I think we've done our fair share of the work. We should go and see the minstrel and let him know we've completed our task. Force and our most qualified assistant returned. The performance went well, I must say, but what of your store research? Were the townsfolk willing to share any moving material? Yes, they were unexpectedly forthcoming. I was regaled with many an anecdote from those who lived through the calamity, privileged to hear the treasured memories of those who did not. Back when the clan was poised to strike, I had only just earned my reporter's quill. I was rushing around town, questing adventurers and taking notes. But as Zalamud descended ever lower, the streets erupted in chaos. It was then that I fled with my younger brother to the border in relative safety. There are a few less prudent friends and colleagues who might still be here if they had done the same. In years since, the world has risen from the ashes. I've done my best to rise along with it, but there are things I cannot, nay, should not forget. Such are the thoughts which blossom my mind when I breathe in that potpourri's perfume. I've enjoyed our collaboration today, amateur, and I shall attempt to write a piece that does it justice. What say you to Rise and Calm as a title? How fitting, I look forward to reading it. I too sense the stirring of a new composition, a hopeful verse dedicated to the continued safe passage of those who yet ascend the path out of catastrophe and despair. Greetings, warrior of light. You needn't be alarmed. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fancy, conjured by your warrior mind, perhaps, or perhaps not? It's Naoki Yoshida, the director of the game. Awesome. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is, and you have not my most heartfelt thanks for gracing this world with your presence and your deeds of surpassing courage and valor. On a day such as today, I hope you will forgive me a brief but bout of nostalgia. It's been an entire decade since I first came to this world. I was a stranger here, a traveler in a troubled land, and the quest for salvation consumed my every moment. Countless trials were met and overcome, and the world was not only survived, it flourished. The victory we owe to those who persevered alongside us, to those who explored, nurtured, and loved this realm as much as we. Yes, it is you of whom I speak, of our indomitable adventurers. 10 years is a long time, yes, but for me the number holds no special significance. It is simply a count of the passage of days. Success, however, would not have come without the accumulation of daily effort, and that is what makes it a milestone worth marking. Thank you for staying the course with us these many years. I will keep making plans for this world for the foreseeable future. It has become a part of my life, and to see it grow is an adventure in itself. Rest well, warrior of life, for a grand convergence of events approaches. May the road upon which you must embark become the greatest of all journeys. Till we meet again, my friend. What a moving rendition. And now I really must head home to write that article. You have my gratitude, Illusion. I would still be floundering in this street without your assistance until we meet again. Bye! Great many lives were lost in the flames of the claim, not to mention the chaos which followed. Yet it is the survivors who must face the challenges of living in this new era we have salvaged. To you, the champion and the vanguard of our efforts, I dedicate these verses. Scarred by the falling of fiery stars, the land is reborn with new life. Godslayer struck by an echoing roar, heavens ring with the promise of strife. Beast and man both seek freedom of death and bloody inferno untamed. By unbroken hopes from a sky long undimmed shall the darkness of Eld be reclaimed. A merciless gale, an unending road. If this be the path we are fated, then pray be our dawn the rift betwixt worlds. Your soul's splendid light unabated. I really must apologize for pressing you into service for my potpourri scheme. I tend to consider adventurers as fellow wanderers and call upon the assistance of your kind with little reservation. As for the gifts themselves, there was another reason as to why I chose the lily. Traditionally, the bloom is said to represent a prayer for safe passage. The way ahead yet promises more hardship. I wanted at the very least wish you, all of you, the smoothest road for the coming journey. These cutscenes are longer than I was expecting. I would have figured there was more that you actually would have done during this, but apparently not. You have unlocked the jigsaw puzzle minigame to play minigames with Pope in the toy chest found in any inn room. Okay, well, that was the event. We'll call that a night. Hope to see you at a stream soon. Until then, have a wonderful evening.